Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name is Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my co-pilots. I've got Green Bean, the Jets fan, and Matt O'Leary. Boys, how you doing tonight? Green Bean, I'm going to kick it to you first.
Oh, I'm still buzzing, man. I am absolutely allowing myself to be happy. Haters be damned. I feel good. I like what I saw, and I'm riding it as long as I can.
What the fuck just happened? Hold on.
Oh, no.
That was wild.
I think I legitimately ended the stream. Or did I boot everyone out? Are we in here? Can you guys? I'm here.
Well, I was in a good mood.
Let's try this. Let me move you guys around. Where's the chat? What did I do?
Oh boy.
I hit something. Oh,
It's funny. I was on the chat page. I just saw you disappear.
And then we're back. All right. Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan. Thank you for hanging out with us. I've got my co-pilots, Green Bean and O'Leary, down below me. Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
Dude, I'm buzzing. I'm allowing myself to be happy. I don't care about the haters. I feel good. Jets fans should be pumped, and I am. I'm ready.
Oh, Matthew O'Leary, how we doing tonight?
Feeling good. Just recorded Just Jets before this, and the vibes were so positive. And now I'm ready to go to this and be positive again. So I got like 3 hours of Jets positivity in me. I'm ready to go.
It's amazing.
Let's go. Boys, if you're just hanging out with us, every 25 likes we get on this video, we're going to pick a qualifier for a t-shirt at the end of this stream. We've got 37 likes as of talking right now. If you're watching this after the fact and you want to get in on next week's t-shirt giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below. And then I got 5 qualifiers from yesterday's show. So if you tune in for the Monday show, you also get qualified for the Tuesday show. So let's see who we get. Oh man. So one of the guys that was qualified for yesterday's show just got double qualified.
Nice.
I'll allow it. So Emanon, NY, NV, he's been qualified twice. He got twice as much of a chance to get a t-shirt today. Let's see. I'm going to throw another Nightbot thing in there real quick. But as we go to that, let me pull up my little ticker. Here we go. Bam! Jets 27, Titans 24, final and overtime. Boys and girls, how we feeling about this? Green Bean, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Look, this is Ryan and I were chatting about this for a brief moment before this stream, and I want to just point something out, that we have been doing this since mid-season 2019, and this is the first game that we are actually happy and are able to talk about on this stream. The entire time has been either trying to pacify ourselves or justifying something. So, dude, I feel so good, man. Our young team came from the dark again. There was the same problems. Corey Davis dropping little miscues here and there, and they fought back, got their first lead of the season, so we could put that crap to bed now. And then they came back, traded leads for a minute, went into overtime, and they won, dude. That's exactly the experience and the progression that we were hoping to see. And I think it's fantastic, man. I'm not saying we're going to the bowl or anything yet, which we might, but I just don't think so. But it's just so good to see, man. And I'm proud of our guys.
Our buddy Brian Kelly in the chat says, we held Julio and A.J. Brown to 0 catches. You damn right we did. I don't care. Glass half full, boys. Matt, how'd you feel about Sunday's win?
It was awesome. And I want to give a shout out to the Houston Jet fan club. They were awesome. They took me in as one of their own. I was in Texas for the weekend, and awesome. I met Jake Asman, great guy, got to tour ESPN radio. Thanks to him. That was so cool to meet him. Yeah. And then on Sunday, I went, I think it was Christian's Tailgate. There's a few locations down there. And it was a Jets bar, man. There was like 30 of them. They had the sound on for the Jets game. The Dallas game was on, but they didn't have the sound on for Dallas. Like, this is a legitimate like Jets bar. So it was sick. But it was so fun, man. It was a lot of fun. One, got to give a shout out to the defense because they kept the Jets in the game for the first half. The second half doesn't happen if the Jets defense doesn't play the way that it does. And then Zack legitimately balled out. 232 passing yards in the second half. Are you kidding me? That's a phenomenal performance.
I can't tell you how much I regret not setting up my camera to watch my reactions on all this stuff, because I'm sitting by myself in my fucking office and Becca's downstairs and I'm watching everything happen and I'm just like screaming. I haven't screamed at a Jet game. The last time I like did the airplane thing, like around like me listening to the game, was last year when the Jets lost to the Raiders, and I was super excited that we lost on the last play of the game. I was like, that's the last time I did that. And before that, you're talking like maybe the Oakland game in 2019. Like, it's been so long since we've been able to root for an actual win. And it just felt so good. Watching the kick go up, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And then you're like, oh, it's going wide left. It's going to go. Keep going. I'm like blowing, like trying to like push it for the ball more left. And like, I just start screaming. Becca's like, I take it the Jets won. I was like, you're a bad Jets fan. You didn't watch. So I was like, yes, the Jets won. I was like, this was incredible. It was the most fun I've had watching a Jet game in a really long time. And watching Zack do the point and then like the Corey Davis wide open, I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but man, this is so much fun. And I'll be honest, watching the first quarter of this game, I was like, there is no way we're going to win. We're going to have more of the same that we saw the last 2 weeks. Like, Corey Davis is dropping a ball. He slips and falls. We had an interception. And then even when he caught the pass in the second quarter, he fumbled it. And I was like, oh, geez, like this is where we're headed. We're headed into a not good space. And then little by little, Zack and the offense start clicking. The running game still isn't quite there. But, man, I'll tell you what, I am really excited for what we're getting out of this team. And I think we are going to go to London and lay a beat down on the Dirty Birds, dude. I think the Jets are coming away with a victory, 9:30 in the morning. Let's start my football Sunday.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think we're good. Look, I don't want to get all crazy and everything, but this team is tailor-made for us to beat. Now, the concerns are, look, Matt Ryan's still Matt Ryan, Ridley and Pitts, they're dangerous. But their offensive line and our defensive line and their defense with our offense, dude, if we just come to play, we have a very good chance of going into the bye at 2-3.
I'll be pissed if the Jets. Can I say that? I'll be pissed if the Jets lose against Atlanta. Like, I know it's the team that's like not supposed to have expectations, but they are like one of the worst defenses in football. They give up a ton of passing yards. They've allowed 11 passing touchdowns already. And offensively, they're 24th in yards and 25th in points, or maybe inverse those numbers. But their offense isn't great either. So I would be very upset if the Jets lose to Atlanta this week.
Oh, Jets have a really good shot at coming away with a victory here. And it is like, I mean, you look at the first 3 games we played. First-ranked defense, second-ranked defense, fifth-ranked defense. Now we versed, what were the Titans, like 14, 15, 16, somewhere in the middle of the pack right there. So it's really nice to see this type of performance from an average defense. Like, there's going to be times where the Jets face a really bad defense, and now we might see like a legitimately like great explosive game. And that would make me so happy. Going to London, it's going to be a home game for the Jets, because you think about the teams that are popular over in London. This is me speculating a little bit, but I would think, not being a part of, a particular fan base, you're talking Jets, Giants, Patriots, Steelers, Raiders, Cowboys. Those are probably like the most popular teams in a non-U.S. area. Right. Atlanta, I can't find a goddamn Atlanta YouTuber to do a collaboration with. I tried to do one for the draft. There's zero shot there's going to be Atlanta fans over in London. Like maybe a handful. Get out of here. It's a Jet home game.
Yeah. And the NFL should have known that. Like Atlanta loses their home game and they're not going to have an advantage. The Jets now get an extra home game, because there is no way in hell that place isn't going to be minimum 50% solid diehard Jets fans. Did you guys know there's a guy who comes in our chats named Phil Adams from the UK. He made this flag. Oh, we lost Matt?
Oh, we got him back. He's popping back in.
Oh, he's bam. Okay. All right. Okay.
Internet today.
We're having fun tonight.
We need a freeze O'Leary. We need a Freeze O'Leary emoji.
So Phil Adams made what we're calling the Jets Jack. It's the British Union Jack flag, green with all the Jets logos over the years, and it's huge too. It's like a big flag. He has tickets first row behind the Atlanta bench, and he's hanging that banner right behind the Atlanta players. So we get to see that thing. I told everybody, if you see him on there, we got to screenshot it and send him. But he said he's going to be letting Atlanta know all day long that the Jets have more fans there. How cool is that?
Awesome.
Dude, I love it. Dude, your international streams that you do, I love seeing all the flags across the bottom because there are so many Jet fans that are not US based that just want to get some love. And they stay up till the wee morning in the hours, the wee hours in the morning to actually hang out and chill with us. And it means the friggin' world.
It's so cool. Every flag on there is of a person, like some Jets fan from that country reached out to us at some point. So yeah, man, this week I got, Gangrene UK. Then I have a guy from Ireland. Then I have Scotland. We have Brazil coming. Another Germany coming. It's freaking cool, dude. It's fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Now that we're talking to this, I am so sorry to the Jet group that wanted me to do a podcast. I just realized either yesterday or today I was supposed to do it, and I definitely didn't. So if I was supposed to do a podcast with you, I am so sorry. I got so busy. I definitely forgot. I'm going to get on it. I got to reach out to him.
It happens.
Now, let's see. I just saw a super chat pop up. I got busy with work, and then I kind of forgot. Let's see. Big Joe says, thoughts about Marcus May DUI. Yeah, so we found out yesterday around 7 o'clock that Marcus May was arrested for a DUI back in February, and we're hearing a little bit more about it today. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit more out of the loop. Greenbean, you heard a little bit more than I did. Could you shed a little bit of light on what's going on with Marcus May?
Yeah, so it turns out that this happened February 22nd in Florida, and he failed to report it to the NFL or the Jets. This is what we're hearing now. We could learn something else later, but I read it on a couple places. So the report is that he crashed into a girl while driving in a Volvo. Nobody crashed, nobody got hurt, but he hit her car and then kept going. The cops found him a few miles up. They said that when they approached him, he was unresponsive. I'm not sure what that means. It sounds like he might have been sleeping in the car. There was vomit on the driver's side door and on the floorboard. They smelled alcohol, and he was slurring his speech. He denied drinking and refused a breathalyzer. But the real problem is that he didn't report it to the Jets or the NFL. And so you can see now with his agent's tactics, more than likely what we're looking at is they were trying really hard and aggressive to get guarantees in before the NFL figured this out. So, and that's my speculation, that second half there, but that's what it looks like from my perspective. But yeah, man, this is pretty shady looking, and I'm sure more will be revealed, but it's not a good look no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, if Marcus May is hiding this from the NFL and he's trying to get all these different... See, when I initially heard it, I'm thinking, okay, he told the Jets this is what happened. That's why they offered him 20% less than the franchise tag, because clearly his value has dropped because of this DUI incident. The fact that they didn't know, dude, go kick rocks. You can't do this kind of thing. Matt, talk to me. What are you thinking about Marcus May?
Yeah, I'm bummed out about it because I'm a big May guy. I think he's a good player, and he's been a good soldier through a lot of really, really bad Jet teams. And he's an easy guy to root for, but this is it's bad. There's no way around it. What was released in the report that everything Greenbean said is just really bad. There's no excuse for drinking and driving in today's world with Uber, and you could call somebody, especially him with millions and millions of dollars. But it's a bad look. No way around it.
Chris Bucco drops in with the super chat, says he wanted a third for Marcus May, double picks in rounds 1 through 5. Yeah, I was hoping to get a third for Marcus May. Now, does this change the value that he has? I mean, clearly, I don't know if he'll be able to get that $12 or $14 million threshold that he was looking to get. The Jets had reportedly offered him 20% less than the franchise tag worth about 10.6. That means he's being offered about $8.5 million a year. So you're talking about a 28-year-old safety after this season, trying to get his new contract. Jets, I highly doubt we wind up franchise tagging him because it sounds like the Jets and him are not on like good terms, and I think the Jets would probably rather like move on from it at this point, especially given the way the Jets secondary has performed without Marcus May. So, Green Bean, I'll ask you this. What do you think the Jets could get for Marcus May in a trade at this point? And do you think he'll be here? Let's say, do you think he'll be here at the trade deadline, or do you think he's gone?
Well, you know what? I mean, look, obviously the agent put that out when Ian Rappaport made his little tweet. The agent jumped on it and threw out the trade deadline thing. So that just gives us an indication that the Mays side wants to be traded. So there's that. We don't know if the Jets have any interest in playing around with that or just like, no, play through the year. Let's say that we are considering trading him. I think that a third was safe, maybe even a second for a team that, because look, May's attractive to a team that's a safety away. Like they have everything locked up. Their safety is their weak point, and they feel like he would be the final piece for a legitimate playoff push, right? Something like that. So I think like a third, maybe even a second was pretty safe. Now with this, you're looking at a 29-year-old safety who wants however many millions, let's say $13-14 million, wants to be among the higher paid safeties and is looking at let's say a 2 to 4 game suspension. That definitely takes a bite out of it. So I don't know, man. I think Joe Douglas would have to work some magic, maybe a third still, but probably a little bit lower in my opinion. Fourth.
So guys, I just put up a poll in the comment section, like in the live chat. Let us know what you think. What does Marcus May fetch? I put a third, a fourth, a player, or other, and then leave a comment if you think other. That's what I figured the most popular responses would be. If you think it's going to be higher, if you think it's going to be, lower or whatever, let us know. Matt, what do you think the Jets can get for Marcus May, and how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I'm really still at a third. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if it was a fourth, but I don't think it would be anything less than a fourth round pick. People still give, pretty solid assets for players who have their off the field issues. Shake
weights.
Amazing. Great comment, Mark. But yeah, I still think that, he's someone who would yield a third round pick.
Yeah, I felt like a third round pick was probably where we were going to be going with this. I see a fifth or lower. I see shake weights. I see we have enough picks. We never have enough picks. You can always have more picks.
Yeah, what is that? Come on. What do you mean?
Come on.
You can't have enough picks.
What are you doing? Yeah, look, I just want to get something for May. Like, I don't want to have this go to the end of the season because there is not, like, I don't see the Jets making the playoffs. And I don't think May is going to be a big enough impact player that it will make a difference on anything that we're doing. Like, I'd rather see Ashton Davis play more reps. I would have loved to see LaMarcus Joyner. I hope we can kind of re-sign him and bring him back next year and just kind of see what he has. I do think that'll be an area of need, whether it be free agency or like third round or later draft pick. That snuck up on us quick. I'm not going to lie. I did not expect safety to be as high of an issue position as it has wound up being, because I think a lot of us really wanted Marcus May to come back, at least on a reasonable deal. I know a lot of people, for me, if I'm looking at a player for Marcus May in a trade, I'm looking at OJ Howard. I'm looking at Njoku from the Browns. You're looking at a tight end, maybe a Zach Ertz, someone like that. Ertz is a little bit older. I would prefer probably Njoku as the highest end of players. Like I would be willing to give up May and like an additional draft pick in some capacity to get Njoku. Like maybe it's like a 5th or 6th round pick. I would prefer to get a tight end for him. Player for player would feel the best for me. I think he's gone by the trade deadline. Green Bean, what about you? Do you think May is gone by the trade deadline, or do you think this is something we wind up losing him after the season? No one winds up wanting to trade for him.
Well, I think this mucks up the works a little bit. I really do. I mean, and depending too, like if they want May for this year and then they'll deal with the trade the suspension next year kind of a thing, then that could soften it a bit. I think with all this baloney going on, I think the Jets are hurting at safety, and I don't know. I'm hard pressed to see him go right now. I don't know. I don't know. I'm leaning towards he's going to be here, I think, for the rest of the year.
You think so? Matt, what do you? You think May's here for the rest of the season?
No, I don't think he plays another game for the Jets. I think when he comes back healthy, they will look to move him. And I think they're getting a draft pick. I would be surprised if it was player for player. I just don't think that's where the Jets are right now.
So, guys, make sure you vote in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys think. Right now, 4th round pick is at 36%, 3rd round pick 33%, other is 18%. Leave a comment what you think on what that could possibly be. And then player is 13% as well. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about the game that we just saw. Zach Wilson winds up going for 21 of 34, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The interception that he had was on a slip of Corey Davis, so I give him like a half of an interception. Whether or not that play is complete, I think at the very least it's probably not a pick. What did you think of Zach Wilson's performance? Matt, I'll throw it to you first.
Excellent, especially in the second half. I mean, that really makes up for the, 60 and change yards he had in the first half and the interception. I really put the interception more on Davis, who, I mean, he looked like he was going to have another banner week with that falling down and another early drop. Like, it was looking really, really bad. And I was getting pissed off too at him. But he came on strong in the second half, as did Zack. And that really saved his performance. I know it's kind of hard to just say, oh, well, he played one really great half, so he had to have this, unbelievable performance. But I mean, when you look at just the numbers he put up alone, like 2 touchdowns and 230 yards in a half is insane, no matter who it is, let alone that someone in his 4th NFL game. Like, that's sick.
Greenby, what about you? How'd you feel about Zach Wilson's performance?
I loved it, man. And Matt, I could not agree more with what Matt said, like how it started. It looked and felt very much like what we had been seeing, just can't get out of our own way. And the Corey Davis thing, I was literally saying, like, it's almost time to sit this guy. Like, that's what I was thinking. I was that concerned. Then when he made the catch, he dropped it. And even though he got the fumble back, but it was like, what is up with this guy? But I think, look, you got to give it to Zach Wilson for still having faith in Corey Davis, so much so that he did that awesome send him to the house nod. I mean, dude, you want to talk about swagger and confidence. I think Zach Wilson, if we just give him time, which he had more of this week, give him time and catch the ball when it lands in your hands. And I think we got ourselves somebody. I was blown away by his moxie, his confidence. You could actually see and feel his confidence growing, like he was getting comfortable before our eyes. And I couldn't have had more fun watching him. Still made some mistakes. In overtime, he could have iced that game more than once. But that's the stuff that I'm expecting to see from a rookie. Throwing it low, just all that kind of stuff, the sloppy play. But overall, oh man, that was the most fun I had in a long time watching the Jets.
Now, I'll be honest, when I'm watching this whole game, I'm getting so pumped. First quarter, very nervous. That third drive, we went on live, Green Bean and I, for halftime, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, yo, this is the first time you're actually like positive at halftime. And I'm like, dude, I legitimately had fun watching that drive. And I'm watching the catch by Davis where he fumbles it. And I'm like, you know what? Nervous. Then second catch, I was like, all right, cool. This is what's going on. And then you see like the play action with Zach Wilson on the end around to Berrios. I did like an every throw from Zach Wilson or every pass. And I included that on it because I was like, this is something that people should watch. Watch how he hides the ball as he flips it to Berrios. Like, this is something that not all quarterbacks know. Chad Pennington, one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen at play action. And Zach Wilson has that type of sneakiness to him. When you watch overall, I mean, you got to feel the vibes of a Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, those type of throws, like Brett Favre even. Like, the last time I watched a quarterback throw so hard that, like, I thought fingers were going to get broken. It was Brett Favre, the first home game that I got to see, and he threw like a rope from like the 30-yard line into the end zone. I was like, that's what a pass is supposed to look like. Like, I've been watching Pennington for the last 10 years, and like, Brett just throws this friggin' pass. Like, that's the wow factor. When Zack did the whole point and bomb to Corey Davis, I was so giddy. I was like, oh man, we have our guy. This is absolutely legit. Now, me being critical of him, the 3rd and 10 or whatever it was to Corey Davis, the out route, should have hit that. I was blown away as to how he missed that based on every single throw that he's had this entire season. I don't know if that is maybe a receiver error in terms of like the type of route he was supposed to run, or maybe it was just nerves from Zach Wilson, but it felt like that was a very disappointing play for me. I thought he had the opportunity to end the game. Mm-hmm. And then one thing that drives me bananas, and chat, let us know if this is something that irks you too, but man, when Zach Wilson ran out of bounds on 3rd and 1 at the 5-yard line, I was ready to throw my TV out the fucking window. I was so pissed off because that is a Geno Smith move. That is a Mark Sanchez move. That is a Sam Darnold move. That is not a quarterback move. When you get out of the pocket, throw it out of the back of the end zone, throw it out of bounds, doesn't matter. Like, you're not getting intentional grounding when you're outside the pocket like that. Don't take the loss. Worst case scenario, you wind up having 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line, and I wholeheartedly endorsed going for it on 4th and 1 and ending the game on a touchdown. I would have absolutely gone with that. I'm fine with the play call on 3rd down and 1. I would have liked to see maybe a quarterback sneak over the top or something like that. But I understand LaFleur maybe trying to focus the game-winning play on Wilson. Like, I'm all right with that. I don't know. I just would have liked to have seen him maybe play a little smarter. My favorite throw that we got, like, as much as I love the Corey Davis, like, point and go, the in the pocket throw to 𝐒𝐮 in overtime with the toe slide on the sideline. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed that throw. So I guess, Matt, I'll throw it to you. What do you think, if you had to be critical of Wilson, what would you say he could have done better, or how do you feel about his overall performance?
Yeah, so I would say it's not even really the interception for me. I just think there was bad luck as a receiver fell down. It's the play that could have iced the game. That's the difference right there. You wouldn't have had to have the stress in the end. That hitting that throw, which is significantly easier than any of the, I've been calling it the big 4 throws that he made. The 2 bombs, was it 3 bombs? I don't even know. So many good throws, but the gimme throw he didn't make, and that was a little frustrating. So I think my answer to you would be the one that could have iced the game. He's got to learn how to make that one, because he's going to be playing in a lot more games that the Jets need to win. And it's okay if it doesn't happen this year, but a year, 2 years from now, if the Jets are fighting for a playoff spot, you got to make that throw.
Green Bean, anything to add to what we've been talking about Zach Wilson?
Well, I think you really both nailed it. I mean, I felt the same way on that rollout, that bootleg from Zach Wilson. But I think the problem was he already tucked it, I think. So he was in run mode, but that's the kind of thing that as he progresses as a quarterback in the NFL, that he'll be able to do without too much thought. But yeah, man, I was like, oh, come on, one of those things. And just like Matt said about, throwing it at the tight end's feet, towards the end of the game. I think it might have been Griffin. It's just look, I think what we were seeing is he was being cautious there, not throwing a wild pass, trying to put it perfectly there, and it didn't work. So those were the disappointments in the game. But I think they were far outweighed by how well he actually played. 300 yards, I don't care. 297 is 300 for me. So that's what I see. That's his first 300-yard game. Couple touchdowns. Crowder got in there. The touchdown to Crowder was tight, beautiful. So I don't think there's too much to complain about. The things that were negative, they were things that in my opinion, are totally fixable as he moves along. So I'm not worried.
Guys, we are going to jump right back into it, but we are going to take a quick commercial break from our sponsors. So thank you very much. We'll be right back with you guys. Want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their Best Bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, and player prop bets. Don't want to use the model and prefer to do your own research? BetQL has all the necessary tools for your research needs. There's sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing, line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time, team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and over-under, and team lineup breaking news and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks as well as view your rank on their leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/JetsTalk to get started now. Enter discount code JetsTalk at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information in the description of this video. Make sure to check out their BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Also check out their sportsbook offers page if you live in any of the eligible states to claim free offers upon signing up for one of the many sportsbooks listed. Don't miss out on your chance to beat your sportsbook this football season.
Dominating your fantasy league? Prove it.
Shaping up to be a great game between these two teams. There's no telling what might happen.
Enhance the game with 3 easy steps. Predict, compete, and win. Start now and play your first $20 risk-free. Only on WinView.
All right, guys, welcome back. For every 25 likes we get on this video, we are going to pick another qualifier for our t-shirt giveaway at the end of the stream. We've got 𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐻 NYNV being qualified twice because he was part of yesterday's stream. Briggle D gets qualified. Lou Shonder gets qualified as well. And Nightbot just picked WA2K99. That is the second time he is being qualified. He was qualified for yesterday's stream as well. So for every 25 likes we get on this, we'll pick another qualifier. And then we will continue throughout the stream, talking about everything. Now, I want to get into the revenge game aspect of this. And Corey Davis winds up with 4 receptions, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. It definitely could have been more if he winds up holding on to the ball, winds up, getting hit on some of the plays that he was open on, that Zach Wilson did not see him, or maybe looked another direction. So, Green Bean, let me throw to you first. What do you think about Corey Davis's performance?
Again, it just started so rough that I got really nervous, and I thought I had visions of Titans fans laughing at me. That's how I felt. I felt like they were all laughing at us. But yeah, man, 4 catches, $111 and just a beautiful touchdown. Couldn't have come a better way, in my opinion. That 53-yard bomb, Zach Wilson pointing to him, and it was a great catch too. So I think that this might be the game that he needed to, kind of shake that bad luck cycle that he was in, because he's not known for dropping. We were talking about this last week. He had 4 drops the entire year. He already has 4 drops and change. So it's like, it's not really him. And I think this is the kind of game, especially against his old team, that just might catapult him past this little bubble of weirdness that we've been seeing. And I love it. I look forward to it. And look, Zach Wilson is clearly most comfortable with him. So it'd be really good if he actually catches all the passes Zach throws. I think this was a good start.
Matt, I'm going to throw it to you. How did you feel about Corey Davis's performance today or Sunday?
At first, not very good. I was really upset at first. I was like, oh God, here we go again. Pay this guy $13 million for what? Blah, blah, blah. But, well, he made up for it big time. And he got the revenge on his old team. And he, played really good football. So I'm happy. I would probably give him a B+. I can't go as far to give him an A on his performance because he caused Zack an interception and had another drop. So it doesn't get the A for me.
Yeah, when I'm watching Corey Davis, the first quarter, like Matt said, I was very, very upset with what was going on. I was like, dude, really? Like, you're going to drop a pass. Again, it was behind him, but that is the second pass that he was tossed that prevented him from getting a big-time shot. Like Zach Wilson knows how to protect his wide receivers from getting the big hit. That way they can continue to provide him a safety blanket. So Corey Davis, you got to make that catch. And then slipping on the route, like, dude, come on. Like, that's not, you can't have that. The fumble on the ensuing play after that on the right-hand side of the field, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I'm going to get so mad at Corey Davis. I'm going to start throwing stuff around my room. But no, I was excited with what we got out of Corey Davis. This very easily could have been like a 6-7 reception type game with damn near like 175 yards, 200 yards. Like that was the type of game we had. There were situations where Zach rolled out, and had he seen Corey Davis a little bit further down the field, he could have had him for an open touchdown. I believe it was, I think it was going into overtime. There was the play where he was cutting across the middle and he didn't see him. And he was already predetermined he's going to Crowder or Croft or something like that on the flat to the right-hand side. But Davis was wide open. And then there was one on, I don't know if it was a penalty or a play where, I think it was where Zach rolled out and he wound up like running for like a yard or like no gain or something like that. But Corey Davis was open. He was just getting a lot of pressure, so he couldn't see him. So there are situations where Corey Davis is getting open, and I feel like this is a consistent thing. Like, this guy knows how to get open. He was a top 5 pick for a reason. Like, I think he can be a legitimate number 1, and I've seen people in the comment section, I've seen people in the live stream that are saying, hey, Corey Davis should be a high-end number 2, and I just completely disagree. I think this guy could be a legitimate number 1. But yeah, I loved what we got out of Corey Davis for the revenge game. And I know a lot of people reached out to me and they're like, hey, what happened about Denzel Mims? Like, he was supposed to be playing. He got, a handful of snaps, no looks. When you have someone that has a vendetta against their former team, like a Corey Davis, like, the way guys were playing, Keelan Cole played well. Jamison Crowder comes in for the first time. Like, I have no problem going away from Denzel Mims when things are working. When things aren't working and you have guys drop balls and you can't get the offense going, that's when I get frustrated, and I think you should go after Denzel Mims and start tossing him the ball. But I had no problem with the Jets avoiding Denzel Mims for this week. So Green Bean, I guess I'll throw it to you. How did you feel about the Jets maybe not using Denzel Mims this week? Your voice.
All right. Your voice. I like how you said that.
Mute.
Yeah. So look, I'm not going to be one that complains about who we're not using when the guys on there are successful. Up until this point, that was not the case, which really bolstered my feelings toward Mims. And look, I still think Mims would be a better option than Cole. I mean, I think he's got way more upside, all those kinds of things. But look, we saw him on the field, so maybe that's a start, but they only put him on the field for largely running plays. So there wasn't really a lot of opportunity for him to get passes, but something's clearly up with the Mims Jets relationship. I don't know what it is, but again, I'm not going to complain about it as long as Cole and Davis and everybody are balling out. But look, when Elijah Moore comes back too, I mean, Mims might be inactive again. I mean, it's a very realistic thing. And it's disappointing and upsetting because I like that guy so much. But again, we looked pretty good. So far be it for me to find reasons to complain about guys that weren't there,
Matt, what about you? How did you feel about Denzel Mims not being, involved as much?
Hang on, I gotta get a stretch in here. Stretch.
There it is.
Free Mims. No product placement there.
That's awesome.
Listen, it's low on the pecking order of things that I feel like I need to talk about this week because so much good happened. But I would be lying to say if it wasn't a little bit annoying that Denzel Mims isn't playing. But again, I'm at a little bit annoying at a level right now. But when you lose and score 0 points, that moves up a significant amount and becomes very annoying. So, yeah, I mean, Green Bean's right. When Elijah Moore comes back, there's a very real possibility that Mims will be inactive. I don't agree with it. I've said my piece on that. I think everyone has at this point, but I still don't understand it. But it is what it is.
So I want to jump into a little bit about the defensive side of the ball. We had 7 sacks. This is what you talk about when you talk about the New York Jets sack exchange. You got Quincy Williams, CJ Mosley, Foley Fatukasi, Bryce Huff, like all these guys getting involved, and I absolutely loved it. Quinn Williams getting 2 sacks, Quincy getting a sack. CJ, the linebackers, I know they didn't grade out well on Pro Football Focus, but I thoroughly enjoyed everything I got out of the defense. From the secondary, Bryce Hall winds up getting either a sack or a half a sack, whatever it wound up being. The Jets defense is playing significantly better than I think Jet fans had expected that to turn out. So Green Bean, I'll throw it to you first. How do you feel about the Jets defense with 7 sacks?
Oh, I love it. There's nothing I like better than pass rush and linebackers that meet running backs head on in the hole. I love it. That is football to me. It's my favorite thing to see. Can you imagine Carl Lawson with these guys? It would be just a dream for us. It'd be everything that we've ever hoped for. But even without him, man, they did a good job. And it's spread around. Quinn Williams, Bryce Huff, Sheldon Rankins, Foley Fatukasi, JFM. Like they're an impressive young group, and it's really great to see. And I'm really most impressed. Every week I'm so impressed with CJ Mosley, man. I just can't like him anymore, because that was a guy that a lot of people questioned whether or not he really had the will to play or if he was just going to kind of check out, and he's showing us, look, dude, even after 2 years of not being on the field, he signed that contract with the intention of earning it. And that's the thing. I mean, running head on against Derrick Henry all day, gets me so psyched, man. 7 sacks, a whole mess more of pressures and hurries and hits. That was a perfect game as far as our defensive front 7 goes.
So, Matt, I want to ask you, how did you feel about the Jets defense getting 7 sacks?
Very good. It usually feels like it takes half a season to get 7 sacks. So the fact that they got it out of the way in one game was pretty awesome. I said it in a video today, but I think it's important to talk about because he was, again, very noticeable. The Jets have to find a way to keep John Franklin Myers here. They have to. He's just all over the field. He's tremendous. So many big plays. Had another sack. I don't know if you guys saw the play where he tackled Henry in the backfield with one arm. Like, Henry's a big dude. How are you bringing him down with one hand? So between him, Huff, Quinnen, the 3 of them have been absolutely tremendous at getting after the passer. So I give them a ton of credit, man. They've been great.
So when I'm looking at the Pro Football Focus grades, and let me see if I can pull them up. I'll see if I could show them on screen. Let's see. Defensive grades. I think I could show it right here. Bam. Okay, so these were the defensive grades for the week. And I had a few notes that I wrote down to let me see. Hold on. Pause. I have so many tabs open right now. So Foley Fatukasi winds up getting the highest grade of the serious snap contenders. Isaiah Dunn winds up getting an 89.1. He had that really good pass deflection at one point. But Foley Fatukasi, 76.4, 3 pressures, 3 hurries, 4 tackles, 2 assists. And John Franklin Myers did not get enough credit, in my opinion. He winds up being the 5th highest Jet, 6th highest Jet if you include Isaiah Dunn. 1 sack, 9 pressures, 2 hits, 6 hurries, 2 tackles, and 1 assist. This guy absolutely needs to come back for the New York Jets. I don't know what we're going to wind up having to pay him, but between him and Fatukasi, I think the Jets, while we have $65 million in cap space, try to retain some of your own. You don't have to re-sign Quinn Williams this year. I mean, if you want to ink him for like a 4 or 5 year extension after this year, so that way you can benefit from his rookie contract, I'm all about it. But I think looking at this and seeing how these guys performed, Bryce Hall, let's talk about Bryce Hall for a second. 1 sack, he was targeted 8 times, had 2 receptions for 37 yards and 2 pass deflections. Bryce Hall is an absolute animal, getting him in the 5th round. I thought it was absolutely incredible. I know Green Bean, you were really high on him, so I want to get your take. How did you feel about Bryce Hall's performance and how he's performed so far this year?
Yeah, I think it's excellent. I mean, the concern with Bryce Hall is when they go streaking down the sideline. He's not known as like blazing speed. Am I having internet problems? What's going on? What happened there?
I'm seeing there. You're all right.
I'm freezing. No,
you got a little bit of freeze bean. Drop some freeze beans in the chat because I
don't wanna.
freeze beans. Freeze bean just makes me happy. I
know it does.
I know he gets frustrated, but I love me some freeze.
Start writing your words with the freeze bean. It's legit.
The titties and the Titans. You probably write Titans with the words we got.
Titans. Right. Yeah, it's funny. So I think, the concern is always when the speedster kind of goes down the sideline and everything. Bryce Hall's not known. He's not slow, but he's not known to have that kind of speed. But man, is he doing a good job. Now we'll see him this week against Ridley, most likely. It'll be a pretty serious test for him. But I think his assets are his discipline to technique and to fundamentals. He's incredibly football smart. So I think that's what we're seeing, man. And I don't want to jinx him or anything, and I just want the progression to continue. But Bryce Hall is everything that I thought he'd be so far. I love him.
I love it. And you know what I want to get into? I want to get into a little bit of a game. And chat, you can let us know your studs and duds of the game. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to say a stud. We'll go through. We'll each say a stud of the game, and then we'll each go through and we'll say a dud of the game. So stud of the game for me, I really, really liked how Corey Davis wound up rebounding from the terrible first quarter and being able to dominate the rest of the game. I think he's a legitimate number one wide receiver. I know a lot of people may give him a little bit of flack and may want additional help there. But I really like what we got out of Corey Davis. I think he makes difficult catches over the middle. And while there's a few frustrating things with the drops, with the slips, things like that, I think by and large, he's the best wide receiver that we've had since Brandon Marshall in 2015. So Matt, I'll throw it to you. Who would be your stud of the game from this past week?
Oof, that's a really tough question. Can I go with offense and defensive stuff?
Sure, let's do that. Oh, hold on. Can I do a defensive one? Because now we got to do offense, defense. Yes. All right, stud defense. I'm gonna go Bryce Hall. I'll go Bryce Hall because I've really should I? I'll go Bryce Hall. Sorry, I will go Bryce Hall. I have legitimately enjoyed. He has been the best player that we have had of the 2020 draft and getting him in the 5th round. And I remember the three of us and David sitting around watching that draft and Green Bean going off in day 2 saying, I want Bryce Hall in the 2nd or the 3rd round. He was injured. And he's like, oh, where's he going to be? And then we wind up talking about him like, hey, we could get him in the 4th. We wind up getting him in the 5th. And this dude has been a lockdown corner for all that we've been able to see from him. Like, I know the Jets haven't had the opportunity to get passed on too much this year, but Bryce Hall in the 5th round has been an absolute friggin' steal, and he would be my stud on the defensive side of the ball. Corey Davis will be my stud on the offensive side of the ball. Matt, I will throw it to you. What do you think? Offense, defense?
So offense, I'm going to go Zack. I know that's the chalk answer, but how he played in the second half, I think it has to be. Defensive between two guys, but I'm going to go John Franklin Myers just by his play popping off the page. I could have gone a couple different directions. I'll leave Green Bean to go the different directions, though. I won't steal his answer. But you got to be happy with a lot of guys on that side of the ball. So,
what about you, Green Bean? Offense, defense, studs and duds.
Stud on offense, I'm going to say Jamison mother effing Crowder, dude. That guy was so missed. And just like you were talking about, like with Corey Davis being that like wily vet, knowing how to get open, Crowder is about as good as we've had in a long time. And he's done it consistently the whole time he's here, about being able to find those open spots in the defense. And also he's very good at like finding the spot for his quarterback when he's on the run. Like Jamison Crowder is exceptional. And it was really great to get him back. Obviously, Zack learned very, very quickly that he can depend on this guy. Great hands. So I think Crowder's impact on the game cannot be understated. My dud for the offense, maybe say Van Roten, even though for him he had a better game, no penalties and all that, but I still would think he's the lowest rated offensive lineman that we have. So I'll just say that's a dud. I can't really pull another one out right now for some reason. Defense, I'm going to go my dud for defense. I don't know, dude. This is hard. I'm really happy with them. Let's say
so let's go. You know what? I'll throw a wrench into things because I see people talking about it in the chat. I'm gonna say he's a stud and a dud. Quincy Williams. I loved what we got out of him. He absolutely slayed it. He friggin' smacked the snot out of Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
loved everything we got out of him. If he could wind up being the guy in the linebacking core, he's a stud. Dud wise, I will say Quincy Williams because he gave up the 3rd and 21. The screen passes were a big issue. I know CJ Mosley and Quincy Williams both were graded really harshly by Pro Football Focus. And Kevin Delaney, I see you in the super chat, my brother. I totally did not see that pop up in the chat, but he says Quincy Williams here to stay. I hope so. He's on a 1-year deal. Oh, dude, Quincy Williams, dude,
It's one game.
One game. The last 2 games, the dude's been legit. Matt, you want to throw fists? I'll drop my gloves right now. I think
He was terrible against Denver.
I wouldn't say he was pop off the screen against Denver and against the Titans. I will say he hits strong enough and creates enough wow plays where he could wind up being a staple on the linebacking core. Waiver wire pickup. Let's have a little bit of argument here. Waiver wire pickup. Great waiver wire pickup by Joe Douglas. Matt, I want to hear what you have to say about Quincy Williams. You seem like you got a lot to say right now.
I think fans are very much so overreacting to a really good game. He played good against the Tennessee Titans. He has missed insane amount of tackles so far in his first 3 games, and he can't cover worth a lick. Also, on 2 separate plays, if all he had to do was look up, if he wasn't going for the monster hit, he would have had a pick 6 twice. And then he did get beat in coverage on screens a couple of times as well. So, yes, there was a lot more good than bad against Tennessee. But for every 5 plays that pop off the screen, there's another 5 plays where it's like, I don't know what this guy is doing out there. He looks lost.
So, Green Bean, I need you to tell me why Matt is wrong right now.
Well, look, I think I don't disagree with Matt. And at the same time, I'm very excited about what Quincy Wilson could develop into here. Look, sometimes it's all about the program that you go to. Robert Saleh and Ulbricht, they're known for defensive line, linebackers, all that sort of stuff. So maybe Quincy Wilson, or there he is, Quincy Wilson. I always call him Quincy Wilson, too. I do that probably 80% of the time. I call him Quincy Wilson. But I think Quincy Williams just might have a situation and a scenario where he may thrive. And I think that would be exciting. I still think when Jarrad Davis comes back, this coaching staff really loves Jarrad Davis, and I think that he's going to get his spot back. If that's Quincy Wilson, maybe they have all 3 on there. I'm not sure. But I loved what I saw. I love his aggressiveness. I love his, just the way that he plays. I love it. But Matt's right. I saw more than a few missed tackles the last couple of weeks. A couple in which I yelled, there he is again, missing a tackle. So, I definitely noticed it. But there's enough to get excited about, man. He definitely contributed a lot to a very aggressive defense. And I think that's worthy of praise right now. Let's see if he can do it again.
So I don't want to say Matt and Green Bean are wrong, but they are wrong. I'm sorry. I love me some Quincy Williams. The dude's flying all over the field. We have no linebackers to talk about. CJ Mosley, I very much enjoyed what we've gotten out of him the last 2 years. But I am very excited for Quincy Williams. The Q brothers, I know we were all talking about Quinnen's got 2 sacks. Quincy's got the sack up the middle. He's had a bunch of big hits. I just want to be excited. You guys keep raining on my parade, and I am not a big fan of this.
How'd you feel about
guys,
Harvey Lange?
Oh, I liked my Harvey Lange.
He only played one game this year. And think,
Yeah,
could he be on some practice squad next year?
He's being buried. That's
Can I
why.
mute Matt? Is that a thing? I can mute Matt. I muted Matt. What a jerk. Guys, I see in the chat we have 271 votes. It looks like Marcus May is a 39% third round pick, 29% fourth round pick, 16 and 16% for a player or another option. You guys can vote in the chat if you want to see that. For every 50, no, sorry, wrong. Every 25 likes we get on this video, we wind up picking a qualifier for a winner of a t-shirt after the stream, at the end of the stream. So Nightbot, our good friend, decided to pick another qualifier. Big Arms winds up being a qualifier.
Nice.
I don't know if I mentioned this. Frankie from Flatbush, you are also a qualifier for the shirt at the end of the stream. And if you're watching this after this stream has aired, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video after the fact, and you will be Jose Guevara. He says Ryan's hammered. Ryan's not hammered. I'm just enjoying some beverages like an adult. Yeah, no, if you want to leave a comment after this video has aired, leave it in the comment section. You'll be qualified for next week's shirt. Nose Kills drops in with a super chat, says, how about the transparency and the details by Zack explaining the fumbled snap? I don't know if you guys saw this, but I loved that conversation with Zach Wilson where he's like, hey, I'm up at the line and I'm talking about, okay, either Corey Davis or Jamison Crowder is going to be wide open on this. I know this for a fact. One of these two guys is going to be open. And he winds up watching the safety cheat up a little bit, and he's like, okay, like Crowder's going to be open. I know this pre-snap. Like downset Hut, he winds up taking the snap, dropping it on the ground, and McGovern said he pulled his hand too quick, and Wilson said he pulled away too quick, and the ball falls on the ground. Zach picks it up, snaps his head around, and rips it down the field to Jamison Crowder. The fact that he knew that he was going to be wide open on that play, him or Davis, one or the other, is light years beyond what we saw from Sam Darnold pre-snap. I think Zach Wilson's knowledge football-wise on a pre-snap basis is nothing short of fantastic. Matt, I want to get your thoughts. What did you think of the Zach Wilson fumbled snap and explanation? Talk to us.
That was awesome because it shows just how much thought goes into, what he's doing. Like he's not out there just free balling it. It might, sometimes look like he's going off script and like doing all these athletic things, which he's really, really good at. But it just goes to show what we've all been saying now for months is that this guy's a film junkie and he knows his stuff. So all these like bogus narratives that, he's some arrogant prick rich kid was always ridiculous. But I think that's kind of just goes to prove like, this guy actually knows what the hell he's talking about and was smart enough to realize that even on this broken play, based on what the defense was lining up with, I know where my guy is going to be. So that's why
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Cream Bean, what do you think about the transparency and details that Zach said in explaining the fumbled snap?
Well, I think it's exciting, man. I mean, we're used to over the years having really deadpan coaches that don't tell you anything. And then like Sam Darnold, with all due respect, he never really gave you much. He was all like company line kind of stuff, cliches, and I got to do a better job and all those kinds of things. So it's really exciting. And this was happening with our coaching staff too. It's when I fell in love with Tony Oden, our defensive backs coach. The way that he was talking about, how he views certain alignments and just all that kind of stuff. It's exciting to hear a young rookie quarterback talk in such detail. And then look, we saw the play. We know exactly how bad that could have gone. But just Zach Wilson knew if I pick this up, man, the guy's going to be open. He knew where he was going to be, and he launched it. And it's exciting because, guys, they're at the beginning of this. They're just settling down with the schemes, with the offense as a whole, and with each other. And it's nice to see. Again, I'm not saying rookie of the year. I'm just saying that was really good, and I loved how we talked about it as well. I think it's amazing.
Your boys got money on Zach Wilson being Rookie of the Year, so you better damn right be.
Hey,
That's what's
I'm,
gonna happen.
I'm rooting for it. I just don't want to go nuts. That's all.
Angel Sosa drops in with the super chat. He says, Jalen Smith, linebacker from the Cowboys. Can the Jets wind up bringing him in? I would like to see Davis come in. It depends what it would cost to get Jalen Smith, because I think Quincy Williams has played well enough. I think CJ Mosley, Ryan Words. Those two guys have played well enough. You get Gerard Davis back. Maybe that is good enough to perform for this year. Do the Jets make a move for Jalen Smith? Matt, I'll toss to you.
He was released, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I thought.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not like a trade situation. Yeah,
motherfucker, bring him in.
Okay, well, I mean, with a stud like Quincy Williams, I don't know why you would.
Yeah, there it is.
I see what you're
That's
doing.
awesome.
I see what you're doing.
No, but yes, I'd bring him in. Yes, he's. I don't think he's as good as what he once was, potentially, which is why Dallas is moving on from him. But I still think he's pretty good in coverage, which I could always use a linebacker who can cover. So why not?
Greenman, what do you think about Jalen Smith?
I don't know. It's interesting. I'd really like to see why he was cut. I know Dallas brought in a bunch of linebackers this year. They drafted 2. So I don't know why he was cut. Is something going on? But I don't know. He's I mean, look, I would be interested in him, but I don't think the Jets are going to. I think that, we have Sherwood. Nasruddin just went to IR, but we have Davis on deck and Blake Cashman on deck when they come back. I don't know where they would squeeze him in. But I mean, look, he had like over 100 tackles last year, so it's definitely worth a look. I don't know the scenario though.
Words. Sorry, did not unmute my mic. Mick Flair drops in with a super chat. Says, love what I saw from Bryce Hall. This week he's going up against his biggest challenge, in my opinion, with Ridley. This, to me, is a breakout game if he can lock him down. If Bryce Hall can lock down a premier wide receiver in this league, because I don't feel like we have gone up against that situation where he would have to prevent a top wide receiver. If Bryce Hall could do that, I would be very excited. Green Bean, I'm going to throw it to you. What do you think about Bryce Hall going up against Calvin Ridley this week?
Well, I'm excited for it, and that's a good sign right there. I'm actually excited to see it because I want to see where Bryce Hall's progression is. Again, this season is all about these young guys learning, developing, progressing, and seeing where they really are. I don't want to go through a whole season with an illusion that Bryce Hall is better than he is. Like, we want to know. And Ridley's going to be a great challenge. In my opinion, Bryce Hall is going to do a good job. Not that Ridley won't get something done. He's gonna. At the same time, I think Bryce Hall is going to make us proud. I'm excited about it.
Matt, what do you think about Bryce Hall going up against Calvin Ridley this week?
I agree that it's a tough task, but I also think he's done a good job against some pretty big receivers, in his time. He did really, really well against the Chargers last year, if you remember, and that guy Keenan Allen's pretty good. So I am confident in what he's going to be doing this week.
We got a super chat from HV8019. He says, can we talk about Green Bean on One Jets Drive? I'll be honest, I did not watch One Jets Drive. Green Bean, were you on it from our Jets adventure week 2 with the Patriots? Were you on One Jets Drive?
Actually, I was. And it's funny.
We were right there. We didn't get on it. You got to be kidding me.
It's funny because I have the other side of that. I was filming while we were walking. So I filmed them as they were filming me. And in my video, O'Leary's front and center. Like, he's right there.
Oh, yeah.
But just on the other end, didn't work out. But how cool is that, man? I mean, when we just popped on them, we just happened upon them. And I just went, blah, 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 blah. And they ended up using it. And it's just so cool. I said, what's fast becoming my new tagline. I said, this ain't no happenstance. We're winning today.
Dude, I loved it.
It's like a WWE promo.
Right?
Yeah, dude. When we're walking around and we're like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, that's the One Jets Drive crew. They're going to do that. Matt and I are standing back in the background. We're like, oh, this is going to be good. And then Green Bean's just getting filmed. They don't even flip the cameras on us. I was like, oh,
I know. But look, honestly, I was very excited by that. I mean, that's pretty cool. And it wasn't just like, panning by and I was on it. Like, that's a pretty prominent little clip there. So I'm excited about it. It was really cool. And I'm tickled. I couldn't be happier to have made it on. It's cool.
Green Bean, I will tickle you just as much as the Jets fan base has tickled you. Adam S. drops in with the super chat. Adam S. says, knowing what I know now, I would draft Zack over Trevor Lawrence. What says the panel and the chat? Dude, I'll be honest. I'm watching what's happening going down in Jacksonville, and they got this whole thing going on with Tim Tebow. I was like, you guys are nuts. And then I'm watching everything going on with Urban Meyer. I don't know if you guys have kept track on this, but Urban Meyer had his hands up a little bit of we'll call it a butt crack. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but I'm like, oh, dude, I'm literally talking to Richie and like this whole like AFC East panel chat, and Instagram's down, so no one responded. Legitimately, I am. Remember when we heard, oh, Trevor Lawrence can't go to the Jets? It's going to be a circus. It's going to be all this other shit. Like, go fuck yourself, Trevor Lawrence. Like, go kick rocks, Urban Meyer. Jacksonville, you guys are a friggin' circus, and the Jets are legitimately having a great time with Zach Wilson. I think regardless of who is drafted where, I think the Jets were going to be the better situation for either Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence, and I love what we're getting out of Zach Wilson. Green Bean, you look like you got something on your mind.
Well, here's what I think it was O'Leary today that reposted the Shap interview where he was talking about we're backwards, we're the only sport that penalizes you for winning and blah blah blah, the whole thing. But so it's interesting, man, all this stuff going on with Urban Meyer. Remember, he already had the Tim Tebow thing, whatever that was. He also had a coach that he brought on that had to be let go because of all the sexual assault allegations and all. There's been a lot going on in the very short time that they're there. So I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. If I was given the choice right now, I might still take Trevor Lawrence. I'm watching those games, and even though he's sloppy and there's things going on, lots of picks, like, he looks good to me, man. He's on point a lot. His arm is super strong. He can run really well. So I don't know. I don't think Zach's done anything yet that changes my perspective. My perspective. At the same time, I'm really happy with Zach. I don't want it to sound that way. But, I don't think I would take Zach over Trevor Lawrence just yet.
Matt, what do you think about Trevor Lawrence and the Zach Wilson situation?
I love Zach Wilson, but I can't take him over Trevor Lawrence. If both of them are
both you guys. No, you guys can both kick rocks. I'm sorry. Zach Wilson, ride or die till the end. I hate Trevor Lawrence. Sorry.
Okay.
We're smart guys.
Sorry. Go on, Matt. Talk to me. Tell me what you want.
I love Zach. He's my number 2 quarterback. We've been saying it for how long? But I do feel bad for Trevor, man, because his coach very well, could be fired very soon. Like, he might not make it through the season, which is just awful. But it goes to show you, man, Jacksonville is just as big of a shithole as the Jets sometimes. So I don't understand
why. Not quite as big as a shithole. We're second, at least.
I would say, I think Jacksonville's worse, but a lot of people were saying, oh, Jacksonville would be a great place to go for him to play, which I always thought was bogus. But listen, man, it ain't easy, and Trevor is learning that, as well as, Zach took his lumps too. He's got 8 picks, so happens.
I see Sluggo in the chat. Sluggo says Urban Meyer was grinding. You did not watch the other video. There's another video out of Urban Meyer sticking a finger up the bottom of that girl in the bar. And that's not good. There's no rhyme or reason to how you could wind up making that feel great.
Did she get mad? I didn't see that one.
I think she wanted the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok followers. I think she knew exactly what she was doing. And
wow.
I mean, Urban's wrong, but that was definitely like not ineligible man downfield. That was illegal touching. We'll call it that. Illegal touching.
Illegal contact.
Illegal contact.
Yeah.
John drops in with a super chat. John says, special teams had a bad week. Love the energy around the team and looking forward to an early Sunday game in London. Let's go. Special teams. This is an interesting part for me because I thought they had a relatively good game with the exception of the Justin Hardy interference with the catch. They didn't show a replay here. They did not show a replay of that play because I think a lot of fans would have been upset with the outcome of it. And I think Justin Hardy was in the right, and he wound up getting blocked into that kick-catch interference play. Matt, I'll throw it to you. How'd you feel about special teams?
I don't know if I would go as far as say that it had a bad week. There wasn't really anything that stood out to me. The Hardy thing, I believe he did get blocked into him. I thought that was a bad call. But other than that, there wasn't something where, at least I remember, where it's like, oh my God, special teams was just brutal today.
Greemy, what about you? I see Sir Robin says fondling 15-yard penalty for Urban Meyer. But how'd you feel about special teams?
Sir Robin is a brave Sir Robin. So, yeah, I mean, I thought our special teams are pretty good. The Justin Hardy thing is getting a little bit old, though, for me. I agree with Matt. It was kind of an iffy call. At the same time, this is the third week, I think it's in a row, that he's gotten flagged for that. You know, I mean, I know it's two of those for that, and then another one was he was flapping his gums at somebody. So I don't know. I think I'd like to see Justin Hardy calm it down a little bit, maybe. But I don't think they had a bad week.
Nick Hunter says illegal use of the hands to the ass. Offense number 69. 15-yard penalty, automatic termination. Oh, my God. And then Rusty Spooner goes, when we play Jacksonville, we have to throw Tylenol packets and bottles everywhere. Oh, man. Dude, I'm dying. I love listening to everything that winds up happening from this friggin' franchise and all the Jets shit that wound up going on. It feels good seeing that it's coming, from another franchise here.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there the guy, I think it was Jacksonville too. They had the smelling salt thing this year. Remember, nobody made a big deal about it like they did with Gase, but one of their coaches, I forget who it was sniffing the smelling salt and going, woo, on the sideline. So they had a lot of little nuggets down there in Jacksonville this year.
Dude, it just makes me feel good.
Yeah, I read an article today that Urban Meyer lost the team. Like that they already, I think he had to like walk into a meeting and he said something. I forget how it went, but then when he left, the whole team laughed at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that ain't good.
I've got Freeze Ryan written on my thing, so I'm going to see if I can switch cameras. I'm going to switch back.
Freeze Ryan.
Clearly, I'm Freeze Ryan right now. An error prevented shooting. Turn camera off and on and reinstall battery.
Oh no!
This is the first time I have had this error message. So
yeah, I'm waiting for my battery to die. I got 2 on deck.
What a jerk!
Definitely happening.
All right. You know what? I'm here. I'm talking. You guys can hear me. Let's see if we get some action from the camera again. Camera might be like, "Yo, what's going on? Ryan, quit jerking around." All right. Oh, well, I can't switch back.
The thing with Jacksonville too, while you're doing that, is that at least with New York, there's like the spotlight of being in New York, so guys can still like make a little bit more money with being part of a bigger market and all that sort of stuff. At least the local stuff. But in Jacksonville, I think they don't even have that. They're just like kind of a shit show. And with no real benefit,
I love that. And now I'm just like a little muted logo right now. I'm a little blob right now because apparently my computer does not like showing me. I'm going to leave the little freeze Ryan up right now because I'm trying to switch cameras and my camera doesn't like me right now. Let's see. We got... Sneakers to Boots. Sneakers to Boots drops in the chat, says, fellas, we won. God, it feels great to say it's only up from here in cheering for wins and getting behind this team. Mosley playing like a pro, an all-pro. So Matt, I'll throw it to you first. How did you feel about Mosley playing all pro? And guys, I'm going to let Matt and Green Bean take this over right now because Ryan's got to take a leak and it cannot wait. So Matt, I'll throw it to you first.
I really like how CJ Mosley's been playing. I know the PFF grades haven't been there for him. Not that I necessarily, care about those, but I think he looks like a real leader out there. I think he's pointing guys out and like where to line up and, calling out the shots for both the guys in front of him and behind him, which is a pretty big deal. And I think he's looking, very much so like the $17 or $18 million a year linebacker that the Jets paid him to be. So I don't know about you, Green Bean, but happy about that.
Yeah, dude, CJ Mosley is everything that I ever wanted in a middle linebacker up to this point. I mean, I love it. I love when Derrick Henry is coming through a hole and CJ runs and meets him head on. Like, that is awesome. Did you see the play where CJ Mosley changed the defense? You can see him running around. Actually, Richie from Jets Media brought it to my attention yesterday, and then I since saw it, but there's a play where CJ Mosley runs around changing the defense. He went from man to zone, and that was the play that Quincy Williams got his second sack. And so that's pretty incredible right there, man. I mean, dude, the guy's a very cerebral, intelligent animal. Like, what more could you want? I'm just hoping that he stays healthy because, damn, it's good to have him around, man.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Like, he really makes a big time impact, and not having him the last couple of years, I think, made a big difference. I think we're seeing that. I know it's early, only 4 games, but you got to love how the defense has been playing. It's been unbelievable.
Hell yeah. And look, with all the young guys we have, everybody being hurt or whatever, you have, you had Nasruddin, you had Sherwood, you got all the rookie defensive backs, and then second-year players like Guidry and Bryce Hall and Bryce Huff. Like, CJ Mosley is the rock on the defense. And the way I see it is he is a big part of keeping these guys up and playing hard and all that, man. I think it's just so great to see. I would love it if Jarrad Davis came back and was everything that this coaching staff thinks he is, because I loved him coming into the league. I thought he was great. And it's just been a shame that his career went the way that it did. But I think that this coaching staff is high on Davis, and Mosley and Davis together are going to be exciting, dude.
Agree, for sure.
So I am here. I am not a mannequin. You guys are a bunch of jerks. And Ryan's got to pick another qualifier because we have reached another 75 or another 25 people that have liked this video. For every 25 people that we like on this video, we will pick qualifier. So Kaiser Rev, I believe he is our Discord guy. So Kaiser, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You've been qualified for a t-shirt at the end of this stream. V-Man drops some of the super chat, says, "Hey Matt, don't you read the tweet I DM'd you?" So Matt, how do you feel about that DM that Vinny sent you? Talk to him.
Which one? His Meyer prediction?
I don't know. It's clearly something that he's talking about. And I see people in the chat saying, guys, if you're looking for Green Bean or Matt's channel, their links are in the description down below. Make sure you sub them up if you have not followed them. They are a great Twitter and YouTube follow. But Matt, let's talk about Vinny's tweet that he sent you.
Yes. Okay. He says, this is me quoting him now. We all know what will happen. Meyer leaves, fired or quit. Baalke assumes control, hires a yes man coach, blows draft after draft. Trevor does just enough to keep everyone employed. Trevor pulls a luck and calls it quits early. Meanwhile, the Jets, who everyone told him to avoid, get Super Bowl.
Interesting.
That'd be nice.
I would love that. Green Bean, how do you feel about Vinny's tweet towards Matt?
Can I be honest?
Yes, be honest.
Is that okay? I heard just the last little bit of it. I heard the beginning with CJ Mosley. I mean, I'm sorry, with Urban Meyer's kind of cycle here, or at least what's going to happen in the Jaguars organization. But I didn't hear enough to really comment. Very, very good or strong or well.
So I would love to see everyone. I see a lot of comments. Apparently, Ryan cannot have his phone be the second camera when you get below 5%, because I got to 2% and now my camera is frozen on what would have been the camera for my behind the scenes look. And now I can't change it. So now I'm just a talking icon right now. So I'm frozen. Boozy YT, I'm going to assume that means Boozy YouTube, says, what's the deal with Marcus May's DUI? Why is it just being brought up now if it happened in February? Let's go Jets. It's apparently, according to Green Bean, they did not bring this up. They hid it from the NFL to try and get guaranteed money. This is what it seems like. And now we're just hearing about it now. So do the Jets wind up trading Marcus May? Can they get the same value they would have prior to this? What winds up happening? Green Bean, I'm going to throw it to you. What do you feel about Marcus May and this whole situation?
Well, I want to just clarify something. That was not my report. I don't want it to leak out of here that I'm the source. You know, he said, according to Green Bean and his nifty journalistic skills. So that was what I read off of like ESPN and CBS and things like that. But supposedly he got into a little accident while driving up the Florida Turnpike and then decided to pull over a few miles up the road and either take a nap or whatever. But the cops saw vomit on his car and, you know, on his driver's side door and the floor of his car. Marcus May denied that he was drinking, but here we are. So the report is that Marcus May did not tell the Jets and he did not report this to the NFL. So that's a bad move, man. It's a bad look. And it also shows how slimy the Marcus May camp really is, guys. Like, a lot of us have been yelling at the Jets because his agent said the Jets only offered 80%. You got to remember, we never heard a peep from the Jets on what was actually offered. All we heard was Eric Burkhart, who's Marcus May's agent. All we heard was their side. So now it looks like they've been hiding some stuff. They've been shady. They've been trying to get all this done before this would come out. Get Marcus May a 3 or 4 year deal with lots of guarantees, and then this comes out later, but it's already guaranteed, so you can't do anything. I think it's really not a good look for May, and I think, as I'm thinking about it, I was saying before, I think he'll make it this season, but I do go back and forth. I think that if they do trade him, we hopefully can get a third. I thought it was a lock for a third, but it might go down with this stuff floating around.
Allie Lewis drops in the comments, says, Ryan, what are you doing behind the camera? I'll let you know that my pants are squarely on the ground right now. You can't see it, but this is what happens when Green Bean Matt and I talk for too long. My pants wind up on the ground and YouTube winds up censoring me. They're a bunch of jerks. Matt, what do you think about the whole Marcus May situation?
Not good. I don't know how you could possibly defend anything that he did or that's alleged that he's done. It stinks. I hope that if he is able to get another chance somewhere, which I think he will, then he learns from this experience and doesn't let it repeat. But I really do believe that he's played his last game as a Jet. I think they trade him at the deadline and get a 3rd round pick for him.
John Nolte says, Green Bean, report is public. He had puke all over the car door and was slurring like Ryan. You're a bunch of jerks right now. You're talking. I had 2 drinks out at the bar, and then Ryan's got 3 beers right now. And all of a sudden, Ryan's the bad guy. You guys can all kick a bunch of rocks. Clay Wavy drops in with a super chat. Clay Wavy says, "We won a game. Love." You can't see the emoji on the thing, unfortunately. He says, "John Franklin Myers, 10 sack season. Bryce Hall, a long-term starter. Michael Carter, the 3rd, is the 3rd down back. I just saved 15 with Geico Freeze Bean." Clay Wavy, thank you so much for the super chat. Matt, talk to us. What do you think about John Franklin Myers, Bryce Hall, and Michael Carter as a 3rd down back?
Okay, so JFM, I believe he is going to hit a 10 sack season. That's the kind of pace that he's on, and he's going to cash in to the tune of probably upwards of $12 million a year, which is fine. He's deserving. The second part was what? Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall is a legitimate good starting outside corner, which the Jets found in the 5th round. I actually talk about it on the podcast coming out tomorrow, but I mentioned how excited that Green Bean was and how I was, and probably should have mentioned you too, Ryan. I forgot that you two were very excited about Bryce Hall on draft day. So my bad, hand up. That's on me.
You jerk.
I know that's on.
You
Okay.
jerk.
I'm a real douche. I'm sorry about that, buddy. And then the third one was Michael Carter. Yeah, I think you should get more carries. I know the yards per attempt isn't necessarily there, but I think he's probably the most explosive back the Jets have. So yeah, I'm for it.
Jason Rhodes says, one too many White Claws. No, your boy's drinking Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm trying to go through all this. Jay says, Ryan, you lightweight. I'm at I got 3 IPA. No, I should say I'm 5 IPAs because I had 3 in person.
Oh my God.
Via the live chat and the video. And then I had another 2 at the bar prior to coming on. So you bunch of jerks. AC says, is that Ryan's loading screen or is he just helicoptering? This is the little jiggly screen in the middle right there. That is Ryan's loading bar right now. And I have made the mistake of not charging my phone long enough prior to this stream. So I am sorry. Mark R drops in the super chat, says, my donation for Pedialyte. Words. My donation for Pedialyte for you tomorrow. Keep up the great work, boys. JETS, Jets. Thank you, Mark R. I actually keep a bottle of Pedialyte in my mini fridge below my desk at work in the event I have too much fun with my buddies Green Bean and Matt O'Leary. Green Bean, have you ever had Pedialyte after a hangover?
No. What I like to use for a hangover was Jack Daniels and cocaine. So Pedialyte was a little bit, amateurish for me. I was hard, dude. I woke up and drank. That's the way it went for me. I didn't get hungover. Let me just say that. I never got hungover because I was always inebriated. But I have given my children Pedialyte for different, various reasons, dehydration and stuff. It's very good.
We've got, let's see. I've seen some pretty funny comments in the chat. Hold on, let me pull it up. Simon says, Ryan drunk off root beer. I am not drunk off root beer, you jerk. Eddie says, Ryan is smoking out of his bong. I would not do that on stream. I'm a very good person. I have it tucked away behind my stream for after this whole thing goes out. Nick says, Ryan is secretly Nightbot, and he's hiding because his human tissue is starting to deteriorate. His mission to stop John Connor is in jeopardy. Let me tell you, Skynet is in trouble because of what I am doing behind the scenes. Carmelo says, Ryan in undies doing the Jet celebration. Let me tell you, I am downstairs right now. My neighbors are screaming at me. I'm not allowed to be running around the street right now. I'm half-mast, running around. Sorry. Oh, I'm running out of breath. Finn McCory says, Ryan, it's Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So you can eat a big old bag of thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Dimitri drops in with a super chat, says, prediction on Mims' season/career with the Jets. So, Matt, I'm going to ask you, what do you think about Denzel Mims and his career potentially with the New York Jets?
I don't think that either Keelan Cole or Jamison Crowder are back next year. So I think he becomes de facto wide receiver number 3 next year. But this year, I don't think he's going to have much of a role, which I am upset about.
Green Bean, how do you feel about Denzel Mims and his career with the New York Jets?
In complete honesty, I'm concerned about it. I don't think that they want him. That's just the vibe I get. Even last week, they had an opportunity to use him, and he was largely used on running plays. Like that's really taking it. That's like taking it even another step towards disrespect from my perspective. I love Denzel Mims. I think he's the best wide receiver on the team. I think if we gave him an actual chance to develop and grow, we would all be happy with him. I think he's legitimately number one wide receiver potential. And it's a bummer to me that he can't get on the field. But honestly, just my thoughts are they don't want him. Whether that means Joe Douglas has to trade him or whatever, I don't know, man. But it bothers me.
It's incredibly frustrating. Sugar Clay says Ryan is sniffing glue in the parking lot. You bunch of jerks. Nicholas says, dude is wasted. I said, you know what? If I could show my face right now, I would be so happy. But unfortunately, Melon, the app that I use to do all this stuff, does not want me to show my video camera. I don't know what's going on. What else we got going on?
You can't switch sources?
I can't. I tried switching it. I've clicked on multiple videos. So here's my frozen face right now. And I've tried switching it to a different camera, and it's just like, hey, unfortunately, when I have a camera that dies via just running out of time, I guess, it doesn't allow you to change it. It's a bunch of stupid shit. And I apologize. Mike HC says Ryan's video is off, so Green Bean doesn't get triggered by seeing Ryan doing lines off a signed Trevor Lawrence portrait. Mike HC, you jerk! What a jagaloon right there. That's what we're talking about right now. A jagaloon. Ryan is not doing lines off any Trevor Lawrence shirt because Ryan cannot afford a Trevor Lawrence jersey right now off the YouTube income. But I very much appreciate you sharing that with us. I see a lot of funny comments. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go through this. I see dead stream 24/7. Okay, Mike R. I see what's going on. I see what's happening on. See what's going on. Rusty Spooner says, Ryan, what they said, or words, Ryan is what they based Frank the Tank on. Dragon isn't exactly street legal. Let's go streaking and get KFC after. Yeah, dude, I'll get KFC with you. Don't you worry. We're good. I see Marcus Infinity says Ryan is half trub streaming. I'm sorry. I apologize. My pants are off right now. Emanon NYNV says Ryan is timeout. Sorry. Yeah, I'm in timeout right now. Victor says Ryan is slurring more than Marcus May. Yeah, but at least I didn't get caught throwing up in my car. I mean, I have been caught getting sick in a car, but that's not the same thing as getting a DUI in the car. So you thank you right there. Clay Wavy. Let me find Clay Wavy's comment. He says, celebrates 9 months of membership, very early grade on the coaching staff. So overall, very early grade on the coaching staff. There's still a lot more games left to be played. I think it's a very young coaching staff. You're talking about Robert Saleh as a rookie head coach. You're talking about Michael LaFleur as a rookie offensive coordinator, and you got Zach Wilson as a rookie quarterback. So I will say I am very happy with what we've gotten so far. I would like to see some more growth, and I would like to see a little bit more consistency from the offensive side of the ball. I don't want to see some drop passes. But overall, I have liked what I've seen. I think Mike LaFleur is probably like a 65% out of 100 as far as a grade that I'd like to give him so far at 4 games into the season. Matt, how do you feel about the coaching staff?
I would probably go. I'm going to grade head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator separately. So I think for Saleh, I'm going to go with a B. I think he's done a solid job so far. There's some things that I wish he handled a little bit differently, but overall solid. To me, Ulbrich gets an A. I think the stuff that they've gotten out of the defense has just been truly phenomenal when looking at the personnel. And right now, LaFleur's at a D. And leaves room for improvement, but long way to go. Only a quarter way through the season.
Kevin Delaney, thank you for the super chat. He says, I don't like Coke, Green Bean. I just like how it smells.
Yep.
I
it.
thoroughly enjoy that comment, Kevin. Thank you so much. Richard Delgado jumps in with super chat. He says, what will happen first? Marcus May trade or Urban Meyer having quote unquote heart problems? Green Bean, I'll throw it to you first. What happens first? Marcus May trade or Urban Meyer get bounced from Jacksonville?
Yeah, I think Urban Meyer is not long for this team. That's what I think. Now, exactly how that will be done, I'm not sure. But the Jaguars, dude, they're gonna have to do something. And I think Urban Meyer's like has been reported and kind of, speculated on that he's kind of, he may even be potentially sabotaging this because he already knows that he's going to be a failure. So, a lot of guys do that, right? If they know they can't succeed, they leave. So it's on their terms. So that's kind of what he might be doing. That's a lot of what people are thinking. So I think Urban Meyer might go before Marcus May. I hate to say that because you hate to see such a thing, but yeah, I think Urban Meyer is going to be not with the Jaguars within a week or two. That's it. That's what I see.
Rich Delgado drops in with another super chat. Thank you so much, brother. He says, you think the Jets will now pick up Jalen Smith from the Cowboys? Matt, I want your thoughts. Jalen Smith, he becoming a Jet?
I would say probably not, but I would like him to be. I think it would be a upgrade to what they currently have, and if it doesn't cost you a whole lot, I would definitely look to bring him in. But that just doesn't seem like something that Joe Douglas likes to do. So,
guys, I have loved having you on here. We are going to step aside real quick for a quick commercial break from our sponsors. Want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their best bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, and player prop bets. Don't want to use the model and prefer to do your own research? BetQL has all the necessary tools for your research needs. There's sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing, line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time, team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and over-under, and team lineup breaking news and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks as well as view your rank on their leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/JetsTalk to get started now. Enter discount code JetsTalk at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information in the description of this video. Make sure to check out their BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Also check out their sportsbook offers page if you live in any of the eligible states to claim free offers upon signing up for one of the many sportsbooks listed. Don't miss out on your chance to beat your sportsbook this football season.
Dominating your fantasy league? Prove it.
Shaping up to be a great game between these two teams. There's no telling what might happen.
Enhance the game with 3 easy steps. Predict, compete, and win. Start now and play your first $20 risk-free. Only on WinView.
I can't tell you how glad I am to have all you people in the chat making fun of me throughout my difficulties with everything going on with my camera. And I don't know why they don't want to show me. I think I'm being canceled right now. Marcus Infinity and Finn McCory, you guys have both been qualified for a t-shirt giveaway at the end of our stream. We got about 15 minutes before we give away a t-shirt, so make sure you hang out and hang out with us, and we will give out a t-shirt with just a little bit more time left in this stream. Christian, thank you so much for the super chat. He says Jets, Dolphins, and Pats all sitting at 1-3. What are your predictions for the end of the year? Matt, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Jets, Dolphins, what are your predictions for the end of the year? For who finishes where? Like final record predictions, I guess?
Sure. Maybe who winds up, I don't know. Yeah, of course. What else could we possibly be predicting right here?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of stumped. I had the Jets in last at 7-10. I still think they could win 6 or 7 games, by the way. I know a lot of people have jumped off that bandwagon, but the Dolphins don't look very good. The Patriots defense is really, really good. So I think that they probably have the best shot for second place, and then a toss up between the Jets and Dolphins for third. Is that fair?
I see. Okay. Green Bean, how do you feel about the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots sitting at 1-3? What are your predictions for the end of the year?
I know it's funny, how before the season people were legitimately saying 11, 12 wins, like legitimately. There was a major chorus for that. And then you just have a couple bad games and people are literally saying 1 win, 0-17, all that kind of stuff. Now, for me, I've been somewhere in the middle realistically. I said my actual prediction was somewhere between 7 and 9 wins, depending on how the balls bounce for us. But I still think, like, look, if we go into the Atlanta game and come out 2-3, and this team just continues to move forward and progress, I see no reason why they can't win 6 to 8 games, and that would be a resounding success for me. So yeah, that would be exciting, and I think it's realistic, man. So I would say, let's go 8 and 9.
Nick Hunter says Ryan is taking advantage of the technical difficulties. I don't need you trying to spy on me when I'm trying to hit this bong on my side of the equation. Christian says Jets, Dolphins, Pats, all sitting at 1-3. What are your predictions for the end of the year? I will say, based on what I'm seeing right now, if we can see continued growth over the course of the season, I will say the Jets could wind up second. I don't believe in the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are the worst team in this division. I think the Patriots, based on the entire lineup that they have, could be second or third. But I think the Jets come out of the bye week at 2-3, and they smack the Patriots in the mouth. Jets wind up 3-3 after the bye week. Matt, what say you, Jets, Patriots after the bye?
I'll say this: while going on the road to New England is a very, very, very tall task, I think your best chance to have any kind of success is after a bye. So you have extended time to watch what they do. And it also helps that the Jets have seen them already. And I guess while I'm not necessarily super confident in the Jets being able to go on the road and win that game, I think their chance of having any kind of success is definitely higher because of, A, seeing them already, and B, after it being on a bye week too.
Green Bean, how you feeling about everything going on with the Jets after the bye?
Everything. So yeah, man, look, and I neglected to comment on Miami and the Patriots. I think the Patriots are still a very good team. I think they're just going to be tough. Even if they end up losing games, I think they're going to be tough. And I really would like to split with them. I think that would be amazing. Miami's a little bit I wouldn't call it a tailspin yet, but they're looking like they're having some issues. So I think that we can beat them at least once. And that's all I'm really looking for. Obviously, I'm always rooting for wins. I'm always rooting to sweep our division opponents. But I think realistically, if we could just climb back into this division, split with them, split with the Patriots, I would be ecstatic. And I think coming out of the bye, dude, if we go into the bye 2-3 and then having 2 weeks to prepare for the Patriots, who we've already played, I think that really bodes well for our chances. Nothing would make me happier than to go into Foxborough and kick them in the nuts. That would make me so happy. And I think we have potential to make it real, dude.
ZZ Gabble drops in with the super chat, says Crowder to the Chiefs for a late third, a good deal, or would it take more? KC could use him, and he's likely not here next year. I don't think Crowder's here next year. I will say this: I would consider bringing him back next year if the price was right. If not, I would try to move him at the trade deadline. If we could get a third for him, I would be absolutely tickled pink, because I think the drop off between him and Berrios is not that enormous. Green Bean, let me ask you, would you like to see Crowder to the Chiefs for a third, or what do you think we could possibly get for Crowder in a trade before the deadline?
Well, number one, I think you can definitely get a third for Crowder. I think that's right in the ballpark of what he's worth. But I will say, and I said it back when we were having, when there was the discussions about potentially trading him, I don't think we should. I'm happy that we didn't. And look, everything is about Zach Wilson right now. Everything. And Crowder is, I mean, dude, he's without question a major asset for a young quarterback. So even if we get nothing for Crowder at the end and we choose to move on, and even if that's the case and we didn't like squeeze value out of him, I still think it's worth it to keep him around. It's all for Zach, dude. Everything's for Zach right now. And that's how I think it should go. I wouldn't want to see Crowder moved.
Matt, what about you? How do you feel about Crowder to the Chiefs for a late third, or what do you think we could get for Crowder in a trade?
Yeah, I'm not someone who's like super pressed to move him at this point, especially with Mims not really playing to the point where we thought he was, and Elijah Moore being banged up early in the season. I think if Mims was playing to where we thought and Moore was like fully healthy, then I could maybe consider that. But again, I think we would just want to make life as easy for Zach as humanly possible. So if you don't have to trade him, then I don't think you do.
Guys, ooh, say that again. Oh, because Green Bean's gone.
Yes.
Oh no!
He's
hold
got
on.
the EOS webcam utility thing up
Hold
right
on.
now. I would
got it.
love to have that happen. I got this whole awkward freeze thing that I got going on, and I can't change the camera for whatever
Hold
reason.
on.
No, I'm just taking my little YouTube music-y kind of wave circle thing that I got going on right here, and that's how you guys are going to deal with me for the rest of the night.
That's okay. We're good.
We got a whole bunch going on right now. For every 25 likes we got, so we're 4 likes away from getting another qualifier for our t-shirt giveaway. B. Trav and Finn McCory are our newest qualifiers for the t-shirt giveaway. So we will do a t-shirt giveaway in about 5 minutes time, just before 10 o'clock. So make sure you hit the like button on this video or leave a comment on this video to get qualified for next week's giveaway if you are listening to this after the fact. All right. So, sorry, I'm trying to read all this stuff. Kevin Delaney says, it would make me so happy to go into Foxborough and kick them in the nuts. I'm putting that on a shirt. I would, if the Jets go in there and kick the Patriots in the nuts, I promise you I'll make that a shirt and someone will win a shirt. Chris N3, you are qualified for a t-shirt giveaway. Brother, thank you so much. Jack Harris says Ryan hates me. Ryan doesn't hate you. Ryan just doesn't have any control over Nightbot. So I'm sorry. Dimitri says Ryan awkward freeze looks like a young Michael J. Fox. If I was a young Michael J. Fox, I would be going back to the future, and I apologize. I am not going back to the future right now. Friggle D says, who's giving up on Elijah? Matt, talk to me. Are you giving up on Elijah Moore right now?
No, absolutely not. I think, what has he played in? 3 games, I guess, right? I thought he looked really good in the New England game. I thought there were flashes. So it's freaking 4 games, man. I'm not giving up on any rookie.
Green Bean, how do you feel about Elijah Moore?
I think he sucks, and we should have never drafted him. That's what I think.
What a jerk! This guy, Green Bean. I don't want to say I don't like you, but your beard is looking dirtier and dirtier as you talk to me via angry response.
Yeah, no, I love Elijah Moore. Again, look, just to comment on what I said, in truth, I wouldn't have drafted him because I was going another direction, but I'm very happy with the pick. I'm very happy with his potential. I like that Crowder is still here for a guy like Elijah Moore, too. He's not only a benefit to Zach Wilson, it's nice for Elijah Moore to have a good, solid, positive influence like a Jamison Crowder on how to do this the right way. So I love having Crowder here, and I think Elijah Moore is going to be fine. Look, all that rookie of the year stuff that everybody was talking about, Odell Beckham, A.J. Brown, this is the best guy in the entire world. He's going to be the best wide receiver the NFL's ever seen. I'm glad it kind of settled down a little bit. Let's just watch this guy have a normal rookie progression, and see how good he gets by the end of the year. I'm happy to have him.
Sugar Clay says Nightbot is sexist. He never picks women. Look, let me tell you just how sexist Nightbot is. I have 99.7% of people who watch me on YouTube are male. And I think like 48% are subscribers. So like legitimately like 52% of people don't watch my channel and don't subscribe. So you better subscribe. But no, Nightbot legitimately picks random people who comment in the chat. And clearly, Becca, my wife in the other room, clearly does not watch enough of Jets Talk 24/7. And I have not seen her name pop up by Nightbot. So clearly she's wrong and she's just a bad person. Rusty Spooner says, Ryan, May is hitting on Green Bean like Urban Meyer. Wow, that is aggressive, and I think Green Bean deserves a finger in the bum, just like Urban Meyer did to that female. Green Bean, how you feel about a finger in the bum?
A finger in the bum? I've paid good money for that sort of thing. So, and plus, I'm 48 years old, and in a little while, it's going to be pretty much mandated that I have a whole hand up there. So. I've learned to let a lot of things go, man. I don't get so caught up with the small stuff, man. Whatever, whatever has to happen, then whatever.
Sugar Clay says Ryan needs his stomach pumped after one White Claw. You jerk! No, Ryan has had 5 IPAs, and clearly my camera does not like anything that I do right now. So I hope all you guys listening to the audio are enjoying this this video, because Matt is the only one that consistently shows up on stream, and Green Bean and I are just disappearing on a consistent mother-loving basis.
Fix it.
Oh, it's awful. Rusty Spooner says, FML, what is this stream? LMFAO. Rusty Spooner, I'm so sorry. I am just totally deranged right now. Emanon says, Ryan is getting the couch tonight. Your boy loves the couch. I just want you to know, Ryan loves sleeping on the couch because it's legitimately a bed taco. Like, think about it. You're laying in the crevice of the couch and it's hugging you on 90-degree angles right now. So Becca is the wrong person right now. The couch is the way to go. Matt, how do you sleep on the couch? Has your girlfriend ever said you were quarantined to the couch?
No, never. I'm not a couch guy. I like the bed. I'll listen. I'll get in the bed with a guy if I have to, man. I'd rather get in the bed with a guy. Like I am in touch enough with myself to know where I'm at in that department where that doesn't faze me. Like I could do it. Like I'm just going to sleep, man. I'm not going to sleep on the couch or on the floor like a peasant. I'm getting into bed too.
What? Let me tell you, my buddy Mark and he was in my wedding party, and I told him, dude, I will sleep with you wherever it is. But let me tell you, if they tell me, hey, you got to be on a couch, I will be tickled pink, because I legitimately love sleeping on a bed taco. Green Bean, how you feel about the bed taco, or are you upset with Matt being upset with us sleeping on a non-bed?
I'm going to be real square and tell you that I'm not really sure what that is, like what we're talking about. I'm not, trying to make fun of anything. I couldn't grab anything out of that. Couch taco. So I don't know. Here, I will say this. I've lived in hallways in Newark, like in the freezing cold. There's very little that I can't do. Lived in a van for a year, all that kind of shit. I live in an RV now. So whatever it is, if I got to lay on the floor, I mean, again, I'm not sure if I'm even talking about what we're talking about, but just know whatever we got to do, I will do my part.
Mr. Reckett says Matt owns a lawnmower 3.0. Everybody wants Matt. Matt, I heard you have a clean shaven hedge around your big old deck. How you feeling about the lawnmower 3.0?
The lawnmower is awesome, man. You got to get it with the lawnmower 4.0. I have the 3, the 4, the weed whacker, the deodorizer, all that stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Mark
agreed.
R drops in with a comment. He says, this stream will be back in 2 weeks after a 1 week YouTube suspension. Let me tell you, we love hanging out with you guys. And if we wind up getting a 2 week or a 1 week YouTube suspension, I'll wind up, I can't do anything about it. I'm just sorry. So I apologize if we're missing a week, but I thoroughly love hanging out with Matt and Green Bean. So Green Bean, talk to me. Do you like your lawnmower 3 or 4.0?
Well, I have both, and I use the 4.0 more, but specifically because of the charging port. I don't have to like plug it in. Yep. Is that, are we really talking about that? Because I'm answering.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think they're great. Like I said before, the thing with those little buzzers is the flashlight, dude. I love the flashlight. I use it almost daily, for real. On all over my friggin' head and everywhere else. Love it.
Mike H, she says the next video is going to be sponsored by 4Hymns. You damn right. If they're going to pay us enough money,
Sure.
4Hymns is going to be the next sponsor. Drew Flight says, Ryan, you still have a Discord. I do still have a Discord, and I do jump on it occasionally. Unfortunately, I have not been on it as frequently as I would like, so I will jump on it after the stream if you want to hang out and talk a little bit. Where do we got? We got Big Joe drops in, says, the tight end group does not impress me. Any chance we see 𝐿𝐵𝐲? Green Bean, talk to us. How you feel about 𝐿𝐵𝐲?
Oh, I still love them. No, this isn't working. I still love them. I mean, clearly these coaches love the tight end group that we have. I've seen now both Tyler Kroft and Ryan Griffin split out wide on more than one occasion. We've seen them both on the field together. And they seem to love them. We ran a lot of 12 personnel last week, which is both tight ends on the field. So I don't think they are as disenchanted with this group as maybe we are. So that being said, I think 𝐿𝐵𝐲 coming onto the team onto the active roster is going to be predicated on whether or not somebody's hurt for an extended period of time. Unfortunately, I think 𝐿𝐵𝐲 is probably going to be practice squad for the larger portion of this season, but that's okay too, man. Let him just learn the offense and do everything he can to make a statement next year.
Matt, how you feel about 𝐿𝐵𝐲 as the tight end person that we might see this year?
Can't be worse than Ryan Griffin or Daniel Brown. So sure, let's give it.
I know they love him though. Isn't that wacky, Matt?
I don't know. Why do you want to keep feeding Ryan Griffin the ball? I don't get it.
I don't know. It's definitely happening though.
Edward Stewart says Ryan looked like Speed Racer in that picture I seen him in. I don't know what picture you're talking about, but if it is the still frame of wha-bam, look at this beautiful hat and that beautiful face, then I completely understand. Marcus Infinity says trimming the hedges. Yes, the Manscaped crew needs to talk about trimming hedges. What do we got? We got Kaiser saying Ryan Griffin had a bad drop in overtime, even though the pass was a bit low. He should have caught that. I think it was a little too low to justify as a catch. I'll say that because that was the one where Zack rolled out to the left and Griffin was like at the line of scrimmage and it looked like he was going to take a wallop. If he could wind up juking that guy at the line of scrimmage, then I think maybe you wind up having a big play. Look, I was disappointed with Zach Wilson. I thought he should have, on 3rd and 1, not run out of bounds 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I thought it could have been 4th and 1 at the very worst. Green Bean, how do you feel about the Ryan Griffin drop in overtime, and how do you feel about the play of Zach Wilson at the goal line?
Well, I don't think, and maybe I'm missing the exact play, but the way that I remember it is that it was a very, very almost impossible catch kind of near his feet. So I don't think that was realistically on Ryan Griffin. Again, if there was another one that I'm just not recalling, maybe I'm off, but I looked at it as Zach Wilson trying to be he was a little tentative, maybe trying to be too safe, too cautious, rather than just zipping it in there and risking, flying past him and going to to an interception or something. But I don't think Ryan Griffin dropped those. I think that was more on Zach. And again, I don't think that's really anything I'm going to complain about. We expected Zach Wilson to have his clams, his flubs. So that shit's going to happen as he becomes an NFL quarterback. But I think we saw more than enough positive to outweigh that. And we came out with the victory, so it's okay.
Eddie DeJesus says, Ryan is stoned. Matt sleeps with men on the couch. What's next? Green bean drowning in the kitchen sink. Sorry. Rusty Spooner says, don't feed Ryan Griffin the ball. Feed Ryan May beers and bongs. LOL. Rusty Spooner, I completely agree with everything that you're saying. But you know what? I think we are getting to the tail end of our stream. So your boy's going to drop in some music, and we are going to talk about a little bit of what we got going on. So Green Bean, talk to me. What do we got going on this week? Where can they find you? Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, well, as is standard on Tuesday nights, we're going to have the After Hours Whatever Fest at 10:30 on Green Bean Jets Fan, a YouTube page. So come on over. We'll start that live stream at 10:30, and it usually goes till around midnight or so. I also want to tell everybody I made This Ain't No Happenstance t-shirts. So you can go to greenbeanjetsfan.com and click on merch, and you'll see all that. I got tumblers and all kinds of shit with that Ain't No Happenstance on it. So we'll see if you guys really like it by whether or not you purchase one. So anyway, that's out there for you too. And look, man, just because Ryan's drunk doesn't mean I didn't love the stream just as much as usual. I love Ryan. I love Matt. I love the chat. It was a great night.
Matt, where can they find you? What you got going on?
At Matt O'Leary NY. New podcast episode comes out tomorrow. Love it. A lot of positivity.
All right, so I just realized I did not give away the t-shirt at the end of the stream. So Green Bean and Matt, odds or evens, 3, 2, 1, throw them up. I got an odd. We're going to give the odds a scratch. 3, 2, 1, odds or evens, go. Oh, we got evens. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scratching my my thing. All right, 3, 2, 1, odds or evens. Matt and Green Bean, go. Oh, we got evens. Emanon, sorry, dude. Kaiser, sorry, dude. Matt, Green Bean, odds or evens, go. 5, we got odds. Scratch them off. Frankie from Flatbush, brother. Frankie from Flatbush, you are tonight's winner for the t-shirt giveaway. Reach out to me on my Gmail, jetstalk247@gmail.com. I'll get you a shirt, brother. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. My name is Ryan. It has been a lot of fun. I've been your pilot tonight. Let's go, Jets. Let's get a win in London. Jets!